All
Okay.
right.
Hello, my name is Abby. I'm
Well,
the,
I'm Loic.
yeah, I'm the office coordinator for DSA this year, and Loic is going to be taking us through eSail. Tell me what he's doing.
All right. So, yes, so David Fong has graced us with this wonderful e-sailing sailing simulator while we do not have access to Jericho Beach. So, this is a new experience for me as well. Can't say I have much experience e-sailing. So, this will be a learning opportunity for kind of everyone. So, yeah, I'm just going to start sailing. We'll see what happens. So, here you can see my beautiful boat. We named it Martin 16 in honor of our DSA boats. And yeah, so we'll try to get some power in our sails here. So, okay, so here we can see that the wind is coming from the north and we are angled just slightly off east. So we're gonna want to trim our sails accordingly to get us some power. And if I figure out how to do that, that would be excellent. All right. Now this is quite different from actually sailing on a on the Martin 16s. This is a bigger boat. You don't have all your sheets right there handy for you, so this is quite a different experience. Okay. So you can manage the sails here just by dragging on this icon. It makes the hands move. As you can see, we just pulled in the mainsail to I think what should be a good angle. Okay. Now, Abby, have you ever been sailing?
I have not, so this is new to me.
Ah,
Is that in the upper left-hand corner? Is that giving you some direction on what to do? Or
yes. It was. I think it's kind of a tutorial here. So um, my past objective was to move in the mainsail here, which is, of course, this bigger sail that's kind of obscured, until the telltales, which is the thing in the bottom right corner. We want those to be flying somewhat horizontally, which, as you can see, isn't exactly the case right now. So maybe I'll actually try to move these until I get it back into horizontal. So the telltales, the things in the bottom right corner, indicate if they're both flying straight, that is a good sign, and it means that your sail trim is being done properly, and that means you're getting the most power out of the wind and its direction, which is not the case here. So we are going to try to adjust the sails. Let's see what happens. Okay. I'm in the wrong settings, so we're going to try doing this. What I find interesting about this game is that it actually takes time to do all the actions. As you can see, when I press the button to switch modes, it actually the hands had to go, put away the other part, and then go and hold on to the rope themselves, which is kind of cool.
yeah, a little bit more realistic than.
Exactly. Okay, and that's not letting me loosen up the sails. Kind of strange. Let's see.
So are the winds relatively high right now or fairly low?
It's 13 knots, so that means if this were down at Jericho, this would be kind of within the upper range of sailing speeds that we are allowed, or wind speeds that we're allowed to sail with. Our cap is 50 knots, so it's a fairly good speed if I were able to figure out how to loosen the sail right now. But we're gonna go on to the next tutorial tip. Maybe it'll. There we go. Okay, so it's telling us how to do this. Okay. If you need to release the main sheet, wrap 2 windings around the winch, then open the main sheet jammer.
So on this sail, there's looks like there's 2 people on board.
Yeah, looks like it. At least 2 sets of hands, and then possibly we're the third person steering the boat and giving the commands. Of course, on our Martin 16s, you just need one person to be able to sail and basically do the same function, steer and do both the sails. So it's kind of impressive that for clients that our volunteers can all do that.
Very much so.
Okay. No, that's not it. Here we go. Okay, we've just found out how to do this. So now we should be able to. Nice. Okay. So the wind is coming from. So if you look at our telltales on the bottom right again, they seem the main sheet one, or the mainsail one, which is the bottom one, seems to be cooperating a bit more. I feel like the sails are not perfectly trimmed, but it's better than before. Okay, perfect. Now we'll try to do the jib sheet, which is the small sail. Let's just click it. Oh, I see. Sorry, it's still in tutorial mode, so it won't let me. It'll only let me do specific things. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I've summoned my floating hands to the back because we're preparing to do attack. Of course, attack is when you bring the bow of the boat from one side of the wind to the other, and it switches the sails over, and the wind is now going on the other side of the sails. Of course, you can't sail directly into the wind, as nice as that would be, because the wind is coming straight ahead, and there will be no power in your sails. So you always want to sail at a slight angle. Okay.
So did you want to take these skills eventually and try racing some of the other computers?
I think we will do that. I
Okay.
think that's a good idea. I'm going to try to do this tack, and then I think we'll be ready to race. Of course, I think that some of our race team members can vouch for me that I'm a better sailor in real life than I am online. But I will definitely give a shot against the computers. Okay. All right, so we're just going to do attack here. Let's see if it works. All right, never mind. It looks like we've hit a
Creating this
something. All right, I think that's a good sign that maybe this training session is over and I can try taking my skills against the other computers in a race. Okay, so we'll go back to the menu.
mountain on the side there.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know where that came from. But that is a good indication of what will happen if you're negligent on the boats. If you just don't let anything, you will just kind of drift around and maybe end up next to a mountain. Okay, let's see. So we've got Shearwater's Island beginner's race. I think the beginner's race sounds like a good idea.
Okay. If you win, you'll have to advance to the upper level.
That's true. And hopefully we'll be able to do another session at some point once I actually honed my skills and have more to show.
Yeah.
Of course, I downloaded this game last night, so I haven't had the most practice with it. Okay. Wind is fresh from the north. All right, so I guess let's do some racing. Now, Abby, have you ever seen a sailing race before?
I have not. I mean, maybe at a distance, I've seen a fleet of boats, but no, not
Right.
really. So this is
So,
my first experience with a race.
okay, well, welcome aboard. All right, so this is turn on auto sail. Which one's that again? Ah, gotcha. Nah, I don't think we'll need that. I think we're pros. Okay. Oh, perfect. Okay, so sailing races are a bit unique because you tend to be kind of a loop that you have to go around and mark that's put directly into the wind. So of course you can't sail right to it. You need to kind of go zigzag your way up to it and then back down towards the finish line, as is explained in the top left here. And I guess we're about to see that in action. Okay. So our sails are actually in a good place right now. Okay, we're not even sailing yet. Okay. Wow, okay, this is a pretty serious. So we can turn on an engine in this boat, which of course the Martin 16s do not have. And if we have it on, apparently we will get disqualified from this race. So we'll make sure not to have that on.
The engines.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so in races we have the starting sequence, which will be 60 seconds here. So we have to sail as close to the line as possible so that as soon as it gets to zero, we can just cross the line. But if we cross it early, of course, we will get disqualified. So let's try not to do that. Oh, okay, we're right into it. Okay. There are our competitors.
The others.
Okay, so we're gonna try to let our sails. Let's see how that goes. There we go. Oh, okay, the controls are actually working for me now.
Good.
Pretty nice. Okay, we're gonna try to steer out of the way of this boat so we don't collide with it.
I wonder if this game has
It
a
looks like we might.
crash feature.
I'm not too sure why it's steering right into us. Uh-oh. So you want to try to avoid this if you're sailing in real life. I was in the wrong there, technically, even though he steered into me. Because that boat actually was on the starboard tack. So I would have to do a 360 if this were a real race, but seems like I won't be penalized. Okay.
Wow. Looks like we got around him.
Yeah, somehow. I'm not too sure why that boat was trying to do that. It's kind of mean of them, honestly.
Oh, he's racing, so.
That's true.
The
Okay,
competition.
now we're actually tacking, which is good. Okay, and the race is about to start in a few seconds. Looks like we won't get the perfect start we wanted, but that's okay. We are learning here.
All right, time has started.
Wow, okay, and none of the other boats actually went over the line either, so that doesn't make me feel too bad. Okay, now we're gonna pull in our sails. In a real race, you want to be much sharper than I was here. You want to be like right on the line as it gets to 0, and then be crossing the line at that point as well. Too close. So here we're what's called in irons. That means the wind is kind of coming right in the front of the boat and we can't move. So that's because I oversteer to the right. Let me see if I can get out of it.
So what is it that you're doing now?
So now I'm trying to pull in the mainsail, so the big sail, and oh, it's 100% pulled in. Okay, well, I guess I can't pull that one in then. So I'm gonna go over here and see if that does anything. Okay, never mind. This one's also fully pulled in. So we're gonna try pulling in our jib now. There we go. So our jib was way too far out, which meant that we couldn't go very high upwind, which we are fixing now. Thankfully, our competitors aren't that great either, so they're not too far ahead of us.
Beginner's race.
Yeah, we're just in 3rd place, so that's pretty good.
There's only 3 boats though.
Yeah. Abby, I promise you these are more exciting down at Jericho when we actually do regattas with our boats.
These are good.
And our race sailors are quite experienced, so they know what they're doing and they can get across the start line.
On time.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Okay, and it looks like we're actually going to cross the start line. Never realized how difficult a sailing video game could be.
Well, yeah, it's pretty detailed.
Yeah, it is. I'm actually pretty impressed with how good this is. Like, kind of, it is fairly realistic, I'd say. I mean, as much as you can get with it without actually being out in the water. Hmm.
Do you have to get out to that orange buoy or?
I think there's a second orange buoy that I missed. Yeah, that's the one. Oops. Yeah, the one that's let's see if I can drag this. The control is very finicky. It's the one right there
Okay.
that my mouse is pointing on. But the wind does not seem to be cooperating right now. Okay, let's see if I can do a tack.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Sorry.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Yes. I'm trying to tack as well. Let's see if that actually ends up happening. Yeah, if you look in the kind of center bottom here, there's a little boat icon with a little black triangle, which shows, yeah, where the wind is coming from. So we're trying to get across the wind again, but I don't know if we have enough speed to do so. Looks like the answer is no. Okay. Oops. Okay, so our boat is once again in the wind. So we're gonna try to get it out of here. Looks like we're tacking anyway. Kind of against what I would have hoped for. Maybe we'll actually get somewhere though.
We're competitors.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, are we getting somewhere? Looks like we're kind of moving to the side, so that's good.
So where we head on with the wind? Is that the
Sorry.
where we head on with the wind? Is that the issue?
Yeah, the wind's coming from the right from the front of the boat, so that's kind of the problem that we're having is that we're not moving anywhere. We didn't have enough speed to tack, so now we're getting bounced back to the side, which isn't bad because it actually gives us speed. Okay. So it looks like the controller's controlling itself. Interesting.
Is it trying to help you out?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's like seeing how poorly I'm doing and it's decided to give me a hand. Well, I say we just take a look at this, see what happens. Huh. Wow. Okay.
Watch and learn.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not complaining. Although I'm not too sure what's going on. I guess it's.
Seems like we picked up some speed.
Yeah, it does. Huh. See if we can do attack then.
So what exactly did it do there?
Sorry.
What did it do there? To kind of
Yeah. We're trying. Hmm. Okay, so it appears the other sailors have definitely already beaten me by now. Although I feel like I've learned a bit about kind of this auto sail thing, which is kind of cool. So I'm wondering, do you think we should try to reset the race and try to race them properly, or should we try to get past the starting line?
No, I think we should reset. And now that you've got a better,
Okay,
give it
I
a
agree. I agree. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, again, apologize to viewers as I'm trying to get a hold of this. Like I said, hopefully we'll have a second try where I'm more aware of what I'm doing. Um, okay. Recommended first try. I should have listened to the computer. Huh. Okay. That's all good. Remove the plan view. Okay, so it wants me to use the map. Ah, I see. Oh, this is a bit different than the races we usually do. It's kind of like a more like a course if you go from one place and then you go to another and then a third and then you come back. So that's kind of cool. I've never done that before. Um, Usually I've just kind of done loops.
maybe they just got more space to do so.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit weirded out by the just floating hands that do all these things, but
We're block your view of the front, so.
Exactly. They're helping me. Hopefully they can help me win, so I don't think I can complain. Perfect. Already this is much better. They're helping me trim my sails. We got a wind coming from the north. Nice, okay. And now we're gonna just veer to the starboard so we don't cross over the line early and hopefully also don't collide with other boats.
It's okay. It seems like they don't get too damaged when it happens, so.
Exactly. Yeah, so it doesn't seem like a big problem, but politeness, race etiquette, and yeah. If you do this in real life, you'll definitely get yelled at by the other people on the boat. So we'll just practice so we don't do that in person either.
It's right on the way.
Yeah. Okay. They're turning once again, so we might actually end up colliding. This boat really seems hell-bent on colliding with us. Okay, never mind. That's very kind of them. Okay, so we're gonna have to do a tack.
Four, three,
Two, and okay. Very long 3 seconds. Perfect. Okay. Wow. So we've actually got a lot of speed now.
7.2.
That's pretty cool. And it's going, the wind is 20 knots, or the boat is going 20 knots, I should say. Sorry, so I don't know what the wind speed is. Or maybe not. No, sorry, the wind speed is 20 knots, and we are going 4.7 knots, which is pretty good. Looks like we have a easier time crossing that start line this time, which is kind of nice.
Do you have to cross that line, or do you have to go around the orange?
No, you'd have to cross it between the orange buoy and the boat that's behind us. I don't know if I can find it with this wonky camera. Yeah, so there it is.
Okay.
So we did it. Look at that. We crossed the start line. Of course, about 60 degrees or 300 degrees. Okay. Ooh. This is tight. Hopefully we don't. Oh. Oh, I love the sound effect. Well, it looks like we've just kind of asserted our dominance over this boat because it's steering away from us. Wow. That's kind of intense. Hey, but this is going much better than the last one. I'm pretty happy. Let's see.
Actual sailing. Practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
The learning process.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. That's where we want to go to. But we're trying to get a good angle so that the wind is at a favorable angle to the boat, even when we turn towards it. So that's why it seems like we're steering away from it, but we're actually trying to get in a better position. Oops, but I've steered too far to port. So it's recommending 300 degrees, and we are currently at 289 degrees. Yeah, so we're trying to fix that.
In front of us.
Oh, wow. I don't like that sound. There we go. Now at 300 degrees. 301. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Oops. Tacking right in front of us. That's not good. So now we're going to tack towards the marker. I think we're at a good angle. Okay, we steered too far to the right. It's usually a bit easier to tell you're steering when you're actually on a boat. Of course, this is a bit different. It's giving me a bit of a hassle, like correcting my steering, but we're still doing okay. We're like right, like toe to toe with our friend here, so it can't be too bad. My somewhat poor steering made us fall a bit behind, but let's hope that we can catch up. It's nice because we're the only boats out on the water. Usually when we actually do our regattas, we have to worry about all types of other boats that can be in the way as well, as usually there's multiple races that are happening, and we have our Martin 16 boats, and there'll be other like lasers, which is a smaller one-person boat, and all sorts of other boats. Sometimes huge catamarans that go really fast, which can be a bit intimidating to sail in the same course as. But luckily here it's just these three boats, so we don't need to worry about any other obstacles. Okay, it looks like we don't need to. Maybe we'll have to go around now. Let's see what these other boats do. All right, so we've crossed the first marker. That's pretty good. At east. Got a thing congratulating us here. So that's much better than the first time.
Right. Definitely hear the wind howling, hey?
Yes. Yeah, really can't hear it. It's kind of nice. I appreciate all the touches they put into it. Like you can hear the waves, the
Yeah,
wind, seagulls sometimes.
realistic feel.
Yeah. Wind speed is 17 knots, so that would be too fast, too strong of a wind for our sailboats. Of course, this is a bigger boat, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, we want to stay under 15 or under. Oops. Oh wow, and we're already at the second marker.
3 markers in this race? You know,
Not too sure how many there are.
we'll find out.
Yeah. Seems like 2 markers, and then that's our finish line. So it was not a loop at all. That's my bad. I thought this was going to be a loop race. Clearly, I was wrong. It's more just to go from one place to the other. All right.
All right.
So
Yay.
yeah, almost done it. So hopefully we'll be able to block this boat's wind because it's coming from port, kind of. More from the back of us actually. So we should be able to block some of these boats' wind, which is kind of cool. And that is called giving them dirty wind because it's kind of going through yourself first, and you're not giving them the full wind. So it actually slows their boat down and allows us to pass them, hopefully.
Hard to tell. Is that boat right next to you?
Yes. So that's the lead boat, and we'll see where the. Oh wow, that's okay. That's close.
Right there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's not much you can do. You can't just like floor the gas pedal. So just kind of fingers crossed. We're pretty much on course, 152 degrees, and it's set to go 150. Try to steer a little bit. Okay. I won't look for the other boat. We'll just focus on how we're doing. Oh, look at that.
Number two. Not
Second place. Not bad, huh? Okay,
bad.
let's see. Global rank 1,397.
Only go up from there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
All right, so we actually managed to do it. Cool.
That's awesome. Thank you for demoing eSail for us. And
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, that was quite something. Thank you for bearing with me at the kind of that steep learning curve, but it seems we got the hang of it. And of course, it's helped to have the auto sail thing on.
yeah,
Um,
guidance.
yeah.
Cool.
All right. So I'll pause this now. Is there anything else that we wanted to do, or was that a
Awesome. That's
good first demo of eSail?
demo of eSail. So thank you very much.
All right. Awesome.